Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick, and today, guys, we're going to be jumping down into the world of Vechain, taking a look at the most recent price action, what I think is likely to happen next, and all that wonderful stuff. As I get into today's video, if you do find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, what you're waiting for, check it out, linked in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. So why not go ahead and check it out? Let's jump right down into today's video, kicking things off with the 1 hour time frame. So here we have Vechain paired up with USDT. We're on the BitGet 1 hour time frame, and this is the mixed contract. Okay, so we're talking futures here. And so as we can kind of see, we've seen this slippage to the downside. This is over the last few days. Nothing terribly too unusual about this. It actually is a part of what I believe to be a C wave movement from this slightly higher range. Let me show you what I mean. So we have an A wave coming down, a B wave going up into our higher expectations, and then down into a C wave, right? And if we measure the distances between our A wave here, let's grab that fib and we move this over to our B wave high, you can see that we've come down just a little bit deeper than the 786. We've bounced up a little bit, not too unusual, but we're yet to actually reach our expectations, which would be actually down here at the 0.01403 to 1.01437 approximately. Okay, and you can see our deeper fifth wave expectations would be down here a little bit deeper at the 1.323 to 1.399. So if I just zoom out of this, you can see that what we're looking for here is a fifth wave movement. At the moment, I think we have ourselves a diagonal based ending, and we've only really gone and done 3 moves here. So we could think wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. We've got to up into wave 4, then down into the fifth wave movement. Okay, so looking at it as an ABC like this is one kind of point of view, but I don't think that's right in terms of how this should be looking. We can see that our trade here, our trade idea from when we were last talking about this, is in hefty profit right now. But I'm going to take that off so we don't have to have the chart cluttered up too much. Okay, so if we're thinking about this as a kind of fifth wave movement, there's only really a handful of things that could appear here. Okay, so you end up with your 5 wave move like that, okay, and that's inside your fifth wave move, or you end up with something that looks like this, okay, or we end up with 2 other variations, one which would be like this. I don't know if I've drawn that correctly. I'm going to use a trend line to see if I can actually draw it in properly. So give that wave 4 a little bit of a higher move there. And this one would be an expansion, okay? And then, of course, you'd have the same, but in terms of a contraction as well, okay? And that would look more like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, right? So those are kind of like the 4 possibles. You have the standard 5-wave impulsive movement, that's this one here. You have your ending diagonal, that's this one here. You have your expanding diagonal, that's that one, and then contracting diagonal, that one there. And any of those 4 patterns can appear inside this fifth wave movement, right? And so as we're kind of measuring down here on this movement, we're seeing this this kind of looking what looks to be like a 3-wave move. It's not impulsive and everything like that. We have to kind of consider, okay, what does this actually look like? To me, it looks like we are probably going to be in some kind of contraction, or we're going to truncate. And when I say truncate, basically it means that we'll fail to reach the low expectations through one of these patterns, okay? But we'll keep an eye on it and we'll see how it kind of goes. Ultimately, our low expectations are between 1.323 and 1.933, and it's just a case of, how we get there. Now, most recently, we saw in the last few hours a bit of a move to the upside on Vechain. We have equilibrium up here and our 200 EMA. I suspect we're having a nice little cool off at the moment, and we can push back up. But again, we'll be subject to what Bitcoin wants to do here on the hourly chart. So keep a close eye on it. I do think we still have the ability to move on up if we needed to, but again, there's nothing concrete about this structure right here. So let's go ahead and take it into the daily. Okay, so daily time frame, we can see that we are still slipping down. Looking at this on our BitGet exchange, it doesn't give us a huge amount of data. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to load up Vechain on Binance. And then we can see that we're in the Z wave now. Okay, so on our daily time frame, you can see that we're down here on the Z wave. Okay, and the Z wave is basically between 1.121 and 1.548. Okay, yet I do not think we are done yet. I still think there's some more room to the downside to be had, and before we kind of finish off this structure on the daily time frame. Again, we do have slightly deeper moves between 0.00799 and 0.00970. That's going to be a part of a much bigger movement to the downside, as you can kind of see. But ultimately, we are in the zone. This is a good place to be. It's good for accumulation because this is where we're likely to see a reversal, at least to the upside for a short period of time. Okay, we are oversold on the monthly, the daily, the 8 hourly. So we are right in the sweet spot here for accumulation to see some kind of swing opportunity. Take it to the weekly time frame, and you can see and acknowledge that we are still looking at that move slightly down, further, deeper. As you can see, previous area of resistance into support. It doesn't have to come down as low as this, but we are talking about the exact same levels, just of a slightly different variation. We're talking 0.00811 to 0.01065, and so slightly different than what we had on the daily time frame within this little scoped out area here. Okay, this one being basically just fraction of a cent less, and then on both the high and the low side in comparison to our weekly time frame. The weekly time frame is probably the one that I would use over that of the daily, just because it gives us a little bit more I guess more anchored in on the previous area supports and resistances. So ultimately, yeah, I can kind of see this one between 1.065 and 0.00811. For the upside, though, once we have finished this bottom, when this does come in, we should be experiencing a significant surge to the upside on Vechain, in my opinion. Ultimately, the bear market low comes in on the 5th of June 2023 at the moment, and I do suspect that is likely to go down a little bit deeper. There's no reason to think that we have bottomed out recently here. We can see and acknowledge that this is looking more and more likely to continue its move to the downside a little bit deeper. So keep a close eye on it, but for now, that is what it is. And yeah, I think once we have bottomed out and we go into the next bullish market, we've got some pretty decent price appreciation, where we can, of course, see some really good key levels on this journey, all the way upwards towards $1.43. Whether you think that's going to happen or not is entirely up to you, but we can see key resistances at 19.8 and 47 cents as well. So lots to think about when it comes to Vechain, and I think that's going to wrap up today's video. If you found it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one.